Good morning, Mon Petit, and welcome back to my channel, and welcome if you are new here. I feel like we've had a lot of new faces come to join us recently, which has been so exciting. So if that is new, then hi, it is lovely to meet you. My name is Ellie and I'm so happy to have you here. I'm not gonna lie, I cannot believe that we are now officially in July. I cannot believe that this is also only just officially the first month of summer. Now, I am a June baby. It's my birthday at the beginning of June, and I would never not consider myself a summer baby. It's such a bizarre one. I feel like we almost need to like shift when the seasons officially start and end, because summer is from the end of June to the end of September, and I don't know about you, but the second it hits June, I'm ready for all of the summer styling. I feel like summer is officially in the air. We've had the most beautiful weather here in the UK as well this June, and the fact that it's still technically summer till the end of September, I mean, for me, as soon as it hits the 1st of September, I'm ready for the cozy knits, I'm ready for the pumpkin spice latte, I'm ready to start talking about the A word, autumn. But it's still technically summer, so I feel like we almost need to like sign a petition and create some kind of movement to change when the seasons are. But now that we are officially in summer and in a new month, I have been wanting to do a little bit of a seasonal switch up here in the cottage. Now, if you don't know, we actually moved into this house a year and a half ago now, which feels absolutely insane to say. It is a beautiful farmhouse style home in the New Forest, very country cottage vibes, quite small, you know, nothing spectacular. We've got the most beautiful cottage style garden, and I feel like recently I've been putting all of my focus, all of my time and energy into the garden, because we just want to be outside, we just want to be spending as much time as possible. I've been loving growing my veggies, growing my flowers, and just seeing the garden evolve, especially compared to what it was a year and a half ago when we first bought this house. But I don't want to neglect the inside of the house. I think I did that a little bit last year. It got to a point towards the end of summer where I felt like I had really focused on the inside of the house. I hadn't really done any seasonal switch ups. I hadn't really purchased any new interiors, and I don't want to make that mistake again this year. It has been so lovely living in this home throughout the seasons. It's something that people would say to you when you first move somewhere and you're in somewhere new and you're just so excited to like get going and get styling and just getting it to a point where it is home. And actually, I think taking a little bit of a slower approach is definitely the way forward, being able to live within the seasons. That is the thing that I love about living in the countryside in England, is I feel like you just get to experience the seasons so much more than if you were in a city. Like in the summer, you get to see the beautiful blooms, the greenery, the wildflowers. In autumn, the trees start to change colour and you really see that green turn to brown, turn to yellow. It is stunning. In the winter, the frosts just feel so much more spectacular. I love being able to live really seasonally, and so I want to be able to bring that seasonality into the cottage, into our home. Today I've been doing a little bit of shopping to add a few little interior bits into the house, which I'm so excited to unbox with you. But for now, I'm going to finish my iced coffee and then I can show you what I've been buying. Oh my goodness me, these are actually so heavy. We have not one, but we actually have two rather large Sezane boxes here, and you guys, I'm sure, will know my love for Sezane. It is very well documented here on my channel. I feel like we probably do a Sezane haul at least once a month of some gorgeous and new pieces. I love their shirts. I mean, they are literally my summer uniform at the moment. A gorgeous little shirt with a pair of linen trousers, their dresses, their jewellery. I adore Sezane jewellery to style up any outfit that I just want to elevate ever so slightly. But I do think a part of Sezane that a lot of people actually forget exists is their homeware section. And I was having a little browse through the lifestyle section the other day, and honestly, I cannot tell you how many gorgeous new bits they actually have for spring, summer. And I get so many questions about the Sezane home bits that I do have already. So many people ask me where they're from. I always get asked for links to them. I feel like they are such statement pieces. They are investment pieces, but they are definitely statement pieces. And as I said, I'm just really wanting to add a little bit more seasonality into our home this summer and just switch things up a little bit. I've definitely learned with regards to living in this house that every room has a personality. It's something that I feel like has taken me a really long time to fall into, but I've fallen into really naturally. And each individual room has its own like color scheme, it has its own kind of theme, it has its own vibe. My dressing room is definitely the girliest room in the house. If you haven't seen this before, this is my dressing room. I designed it for myself. We did it really affordably, to be perfectly honest. We did it all with IKEA Pax wardrobes, and I absolutely adore it. I use it as my filming space, I use it as my getting ready space. This is just like my little girly sanctuary to come to. So I feel like I can have a little bit more fun with a lot more girly colours, a lot more pastels. There's a lot more pinks going on in here. So I wanted to show you first this gorgeous new cushion that I saw on Sezane. And can we also just talk about how beautifully they always come packaged? I love the Sezane packaging, all of the kind of like tissue paper. I just love the fact that there's no like plastic or anything like that. So I saw these cushions on Sezane, and they have a few different like styles, a few different colour schemes. When I saw this stunning little pink and mustard floral number, I just fell in love. Look at the little bow that it's got on it. How cute is that? I just fell in love with this. I thought this would be the perfect addition into my dressing room, just to really lean into those girly pink vibes. I've got this chair beside me, and I swing back and forth as to how much I like that chair, because I feel like boucle is a little bit out now, and it's obviously a little boucle chair that I've had for probably, goodness me, 6 years potentially. We've literally had it not even since our last house that we rented, but the flat that we lived in just before that, which was many years ago. So I think I've had that for about 6 years. And this is the thing that I've definitely learned with regards to interiors, is that when it comes to these bigger purchases, it's so much more important to stick to the classics, stick to the timeless items that aren't trend pieces, and you can have a little bit more fun with the trends with your accessories, your cushions, your lamps, your throws. I feel like this is going to almost do the opposite, where I've actually bought a bit more of a trend piece and I'm now wanting to bring it into a bit more of like a classic style. I feel like this cushion is just going to be the perfect little addition. At the moment, I just had a little ochre cushion on there, which is just white and neutral and pretty darn plain. I feel like this is just going to add a little bit more interest and a little bit more personality. Oh my goodness me, I could not be more in love with how this looks. I feel like this is just exactly what I've been needing in this corner, just to add a little bit more interest, a little bit more detailing, and to take the chair from something a little bit more trend-led to something a bit more classic. I love the detailing in the cushion as well. I cannot get over how intricate it is. It looks like it's hand embroidered. I don't know if it necessarily is, but it definitely looks like it, and I love the flowers. Have I got it upside down? Which way is it supposed to go? I don't know if it really matters, to be honest. Maybe that way. I think that way looks a little bit better, but I'm guessing these are geraniums. I think they are absolutely beautiful. We have maybe some poppies potentially, and the leaves, the foliage. Oh, it is just absolutely stunning, and I love the mustard tones that run throughout it. Like, I don't have anything mustard in my home. Like, it's not a colour I'm usually drawn to, but I feel like it just works so well with the pinks, and I think it makes it a little bit more trans-seasonal. Like, I think the mustard makes it almost a little bit more autumnal. I feel like it's going to work so well in winter as well. I'm gonna have to take the label off in that corner there, but very happy with how that looks. I'm really happy with how it ties in with the vignette. As I've said, we are really leaning into the pink tones here in my dressing room. I'm not normally the biggest like pink gal, but I love how it looks. It all started when I got these gorgeous faux flowers, which they look so real. They literally look like dried hydrangeas. I absolutely adore them. And this is actually another piece from Sezane. This is probably my most asked about item, this beautiful lamp. I absolutely adore the shade on this, the intricacy, the floral details, and I love the fact that it has this pink base. So speaking of lamps, I may have also purchased another one sitting beside us, which I love as well. As I've said, the way that it comes packaged, it is so beautiful. So let me open this up, because you don't want to sit there for 15 minutes whilst I unbox all of these boxes. But my new lamp, let me show you. I literally need to sit down to show you this, because you are not ready for my new lamp. Oh my goodness me, how beautiful is this? And I'm going to apologise to your bank accounts in advance, because she is a bit of an investment, but she is such a statement. Look at her. Honestly, I cannot get over the beautiful designs that they have on Sezane Home of all of their different lamps, like all of the beautiful home pieces. I fell in love with this shape and style. And actually, compared to the one sitting beside me, that one was a little bit more of an investment than this one was, because obviously it's a little bit tinier, and I quite like the lamp on it. I feel like it's a little bit different. I haven't seen anything like this. It almost feels a bit oriental, which isn't Sezane's normal style, but I love how it looks, especially with the gorgeous base. So it is the same pink as the other lamp, and I'm thinking having a lamp either side of the room would just add a little bit more warmth, a little bit more brightness, especially, you know, I'm thinking a little bit ahead, as I said, seasonality. As much as we are well and truly in the depths of summer, and I'm literally heading to bed before the sun even officially sets, so not really needing a lamp right now, it is important to think ahead and think about autumn, winter, when we're definitely going to want a little bit more light. And when I'm vlogging, honestly, it gets dark at like 4 o'clock. It's so difficult to vlog, so it's nice to have some more kind of like warmth within my videos, within the lighting. I love this gorgeous little like antique brass detail, and can you see that? It is just absolutely stunning, and I love the fact that the lamp is just a little bit smaller, a little bit more compact. I feel like it is going to pair perfectly on my vanity. She is just beautiful. I'm sorry, but you are not ready for how beautiful this looks. Oh my goodness me. This is just perfect, absolutely perfect. I feel like exactly what I've been missing on my vanity, just to kind of complete it. I like having a bit of a busy vanity, like it's very much a usable space. I like to be able to have things quite accessible. I like to have things a little bit more practical, but still beautiful. And I feel like that is exactly what this lamp is giving. I just absolutely adore the shade on this. I love the like pleating that runs down it, and the way that it continues onto the base is just so gorgeous. They do a few different variations of these, so the same base with like different lampshades. We actually have one downstairs that's this base in mahogany, and it's got a bit more of a classic lampshade, which I really love. I think it's absolutely beautiful, but in this room I think I can get a little bit more experimental and have a little bit more fun, and I just absolutely adore how it looks on my vanity. I get a lot of questions about this actually. This was, would you believe it, a HomeSense find. I think we picked it up literally the week we moved into our first ever flat, when Alex and I first moved out of university many moons ago, and it has literally come with us to every property. It has come with us through every flat, every home, and here into our farmhouse. And honestly, I absolutely love it because it's just such a good like storage, the fact that you've got the drawers as well, and I love the really beautiful like mango wood. I think it really works, and it really pairs nicely with the rest of the room. We very much have like a wood and white theme. Wood, white and pink, I think, is the theme that we've got going on with this room. I absolutely adore the new addition. You would have seen my gorgeous new Wolf Bella jewellery box that you would have seen in my jewellery collection video. I'll leave that linked down below. I have to say I am doing quite a good job of keeping her fairly neat, which I am quite proud of myself of, and I know you would have already seen this, but this is where the Sezane earrings are kept, my absolute favourites. I honestly just cannot get over the designs that they create. I feel like they're always really ahead of the curve with regards to like earring trends as well. I love them, and they all come with these little pouches, which I now keep a couple handy, just so that if I'm ever going somewhere where I just want to take a few pieces overnight, or maybe I'm going to London and I'll get on the train heading home and I'll just like want to take off a couple of bits, I can just pop them in here and not have to worry. But my absolute favorite Sezane pieces, I love them, and I love to be able to have them a little bit more accessible, a little bit easier to grab. So my gorgeous jewellery box, my beautiful makeup bag. This is a gorgeous Lily and Bean number, which I'm not gonna lie, has been through the ringer. Like, I've had this for years and it still looks stunning. I've got a little H&M home mirror, which I adore. And then down here is the kind of like messier section that is like hair stuff. I've got my Tangle teasers and whatnot, my hair oil that I reach for every day, and all of my makeup brushes, which I need accessible, but I don't necessarily want them in the kind of like main section, if that makes sense. This is the pretty but practical section, and this is just practical. But goodness me, the new lamp is such a gorgeous new addition, and I love how well it matches this one. The fact that the shades are the exact same shade of pink, I think it really ties the whole room in together. I don't know if you're going to be able to see from this angle, but I feel like they really just balance each other out. If you haven't seen this room, actually, let's give you a little tour whilst we're here, because honestly, I just absolutely adore this dressing room. I feel like I've just created the perfect little sanctuary for myself for getting ready. It's a really lovely filming space. It's actually quite modern, I would say, compared to the rest of the house, and obviously very girly, but I absolutely love it. So I've got my big wardrobes behind me here, which are basically just giant mirrors, which I absolutely love. We've got my little makeup desk over in the corner by the windows, which I love the shutters that we have in this room as well. And then this is a bit more of my my feature wardrobe, would you say, with some gorgeous bags on display, and then all of my handbags are stored in there. So I'm really, really happy with how this room has just come together. I feel like adding these little seasonal touches is what I absolutely adore. As I've said, I feel like when it comes to interiors, I've just really embraced that kind of like slow design with this house, and just adding in a few little pieces here and there as I find them, as I see them, when I fall in love with them. It just makes such a difference. So the most beautiful new additions. I am so happy. I don't know if you guys are going to be able to hear the soundtrack to my morning. I don't think the camera is going to quite pick it up, but I've got the kitchen window open and there is the most beautiful summer's breeze just wafting its way through. It is whistling in the trees, and you know when you just get that really calming like rustle when the leaves are just almost tickled with the wind? It is magical and putting me in the best mood this morning. I'm also in an excellent mood because I was up bright and early this morning, headed straight out for a run. I'm really trying to make a conscious effort to get up and out more and onto runs, because I feel like I'm really good at getting up and out, going for walks, maybe like pottering around the garden, just getting a little bit of like vitamin D and sunshine first thing in the morning. But I really want to up my running game. So I convinced myself to get up and out on a 4K run this morning. And do you know what? I'm so glad I did, because I actually ended up stopping on the way home at my local florist. We have the most beautiful little flower shop in my village, and I spotted these hydrangeas and could not leave them, because look at the colour of these. Are they not just the most magnificent thing you have ever seen? Some of them are absolutely huge. I mean, that's the size of my head. And so I thought I would pick myself up some flowers, treat myself for a run well done. I mean, it was literally a 4K and I ran it so slow. But I feel like the purpose isn't necessarily like the speed or the endurance, it's just the fact that you've got up and you've done it. I'm not a Strava girly. I literally put my Apple Watch on, I track it on the like health app there, and that is all I need to know. I just need to know that I got up, that I got out, and I can reward myself with some beautiful flowers. And I'm really wanting to just bring a little bit more fresh foliage into the house. So I want to spend a little bit of time at flower arranging this morning. I have the most beautiful vase actually that I believe is in the Zara sale at the moment. I'll leave it linked down below. I always get so many compliments on this, but I'm gonna pop them in here. It's a really nice size. I really like the fact that it's a little bit smaller, but has like a really lovely open neck. So with a flower like a hydrangea, where they're obviously a little bit bigger, they're very, you know, cotton candy-esque, it just gives that a little bit more room and means that they can just be displayed so beautifully. So I'm going to cut back the leaves, I'm going to trim them up and create a beautiful summer's flower display to pop around the house. This could not have been a more serendipitous delivery. Literally, as I am flower arranging my beautiful new hydrangeas, I get a knock at the door. It is a delivery from, what is safe to say, my favourite English country cottage brand. If you haven't heard of Fable England, then you are missing out. They do the most beautiful prints, the most beautiful patterns, and they do jewellery, they do bags, accessories. In fact, I think it was literally in my last vlog that I was wearing my Fable England robe, which I absolutely adore. It's hanging up behind me. And they have a new collection that they have just released, which I think is safe to say the most Ellie collection in the entire world. It is the hydrangea collection. So I wanted to unbox this together because honestly I could not have ripped this box open any quicker. When I saw this collection online, I audibly gasped. It is the most beautiful thing I have ever seen, and it is even better in real life. Oh my goodness me. So first of all, we have the most beautiful makeup bag. To have them in a really beautiful case just to kind of like keep them all in. I am so impressed with the size of this as well. I believe they did a large and a small, so if you are wanting something that's maybe just like a little bit more handbag friendly, a bit more like overnight friendly, I'll leave them both linked down below. But I wanted to get the larger one because I always have a lot of stuff, like a lot of hair care, a lot of skincare whenever I'm going away, even if it's just for an overnight stay. Oh my goodness, I cannot get over how soft and velvety this is. And the beautiful pink and blue hydrangea flowers. This is the most me thing I think I have ever seen. So we've got the makeup bag here. We also have a jewellery box. Oh my goodness. Now when it comes to travel jewellery boxes, I actually think they're really hard to come by. A lot of brands do them, but a lot of brands do them well. Do you know what I mean? Like I feel like a lot of brands, they just basically chuck a few compartments together and then hope for the best. Whereas I feel like Fable England, they've really put a lot of thought and design into their travel jewellery boxes. I have one that I've had for about 2 years now and literally take away with me every single time I travel, and I have a feeling this may just replace it. This is beautiful. Look at that gorgeous forest green lining. I love the fact that as well they're all like interchangeable, so if you're someone who's maybe, I don't know, more of like a bangle girl, you don't have a lot of like smaller jewellery, you can take these out, or you can obviously pop them back in. You know what I'm like, particularly with my Sezane earrings. In fact, I've actually got a pair of Sezane earrings in today. These are probably my most worn. They're definitely the most everyday versatile earrings, but these would just pop in really nicely, or in the little like ring section, which I love. And it even has this little earring section here, so if you have more kind of individual earrings that maybe get tangled up easily, you have some more studs, they could easily just pop into here. Can you see the individual holes? That is so lovely. And then we even have a little compartment at the top and a little section for your necklaces. Honestly, I feel like there has been so much thought put into this, and I just cannot get over the print, the design. I mean, how stunning is that? You could use that as like your day-to-day jewellery box. If you're someone who just has more of a capsule collection, pieces that you reach for, this could just sit on your vanity and look beautiful. Oh my goodness, it is so stunning. And then lastly, something that I feel like is actually quite a necessity for summer styling that I absolutely love is a beautiful silk scarf. I have to say, I think my scarf collection is now about 60% Fable England, because they just do the most beautiful prints, the most beautiful patterns, and the material is just such high quality. Oh my goodness me. I think I want to get that framed. That is stunning, absolutely stunning. What I love about a silk scarf in summer is I feel like you have so many options when it comes to styling. You can use it as a twilly on your handbag, you can use it in your hair to keep it out of your face, you can use it as more of like a full silk kind of bandana type situation if you're maybe like driving around a convertible through the New Forest. Honestly, a girl can dream. Or I know a lot of girls actually, they do a really cool almost like top situation, which I am definitely not cool or creative enough to do, but I definitely think I'm going to be using this maybe like around my neck, maybe around my handbags. I just cannot get over the colouring in it. Look at that beautiful blue. What would you even call that? Like a periwinkle? That is stunning. I cannot get over how beautiful this print is. This entire collection just feels so me in the colouring, the print, the fabric. I mean, the hydrangeas, there is nothing I love more in summer. And how serendipitous that I was literally flower arranging the hydrangeas that I treated myself to this morning. And I don't do that very often. Something was calling me to treat myself to those hydrangeas, and now I've got my gorgeous hydrangea prints. Maybe it's telling me something. Maybe I need to plant some more hydrangeas out in the garden. But I also have a discount code with Fable England, which is so exciting because Fable England don't do sales very often. They don't offer discounts, so it's so kind of them to offer you guys 10% off if you use the code EllieFable at checkout. I'll leave it down below, as well as a link to all of the pieces. I have so many items in my collection now from Fable England, from robes to travel bags to jewellery to the gorgeous accessories. Honestly, I cannot get over this travel jewellery box. And I've never actually shopped any of their makeup bags before. I'm very impressed with like the quality and the feel. It just feels so velvety soft. Honestly, I'm so excited to add these into my rapport. I feel like they are just the most perfect country grandma pieces to add into my collection for summer. I could not be more in love. So the recipe book is out, and that can only mean one thing. We're doing some summer baking, and honestly, I couldn't tell you the last time we actually baked anything together. I've kind of fallen off the bandwagon a little bit, but I have a friend coming over this afternoon. Is there anything better than when you get that text from your friend asking, are you around for a little coffee, cake, and catch up? The 3 C's, the 3 coveted C's, coffee, cake, and catch up. I can't think of anything better. So she's coming over at 4 o'clock, and it is currently 3:15. So I'm cutting it a little bit fine, but these cupcakes that I'm going to be doing are the easiest thing. They are perfect for like a 3-time tea time, just a little coffee cake catch up kind of a vibe. I actually took them from my granny's recipe book, which my mum has at her house. So we call them Granny's Fairy Cakes, and they are so easy to do. Like, they literally take half an hour from start to finish, which is what I really like about them. I remember used to make them a lot, which is what I really like about them. I remember we used to make them a lot when we were children on like a rainy Sunday afternoon. It was always one of my favorite childhood memories. And I have to say, if you are someone who does not enjoy baking, but you kind of want to get into it and you want to work out ways to make it more enjoyable, prep. Honestly, the prep work is what makes it so much more enjoyable. I've already got the range cooker behind me, which is heating up nicely, and I just popped everything out into little bowls. I really like having these little mini bowls. These are like my snack bowls, my grape bowls, my baking bowls. So we have 125 grams of butter, 125 grams of self-raising flour, which makes it even easier. We don't even need any baking powder or anything. 125 grams of caster sugar, and 2 large eggs, and that is literally all we need. So we can just mix them all together and create the yummiest summer cupcakes for a little 3-time tea time. In fact, I might text her and ask if she wants a coffee or if she wants a loose leaf tea, because a loose leaf tea and a little cupcake at 4 o'clock in the afternoon, I can't think of anything better. Are in, and now I get to do the best job in the world. I get to lick the bowl. Honestly, it's times like this that I wish that smell-o-vision was a thing, because these cupcakes smell absolutely divine. They are perfectly golden and cooked throughout. They've been in the range for 20 minutes now, which is all that they need. I would normally ice them because I feel like it just adds an extra kind of like layer of, you know, flavor and extra sweetness, but seeing as though my friend is literally due in about 15 minutes, we don't have time. So we're just gonna have plain cupcakes, which I think is absolutely fine. And I've actually just brought out of the cupboard this little cake stand. I would normally put them on my like usual cake stand, but I thought that we could go for a bit more of like an afternoon tea vibe, and we can decorate them on here. How cute is this? They can cool a little bit more whilst they're on the cake stand. And seeing as though I don't exactly need to do like a full tablescape, because we're literally just having tea, coffee, cakes, I'm just going to do a little setup here. I always love this little nook in the kitchen. It's just so perfect for so many situations, actually. We love it in the morning when we're having our breakfast and our cup of coffee. We sit here a lot at lunch when we don't want to do like a full, you know, like sit down at the dining table. And I feel like for something like this, it is just perfect. So I'm going to do a little table styling, not a full tablescape, but just a little table styling ready for her arrival. I just want to make it look really pretty. This is actually my first time that I've ever done anything like this, ever done a table setup here in the kitchen like this, and I am so happy with how it's turned out. It very much feels like we have got afternoon tea set up. I absolutely love it. It really didn't take too much effort. I mean, literally including the baking, this has all been 45 minutes worth of my time, and I love how it's turned out. It very much feels like we're going for afternoon tea at Limewood or Chewton Glen, but it's in my own home. This makes me so happy. I love being able to do things in my own home. I just think it's a little bit more personal. Sometimes it can be a bit formal when you're like going out somewhere, so I quite like that we can just sit at home and basically have the same experience. And I really love how the setup looks, although I'm not gonna lie, now that I've done all of the rest of the styling, I feel like cupcake case wise I should have gone for blue or green, because that is very much the color scheme that we have gone for, but I wanted sunshine yellow, seeing as though we are now officially in summer. And I do quite like actually how the pop of yellow looks in the middle. I really love how the little cake stand looks. I just think it's so beautiful. I can't even remember where I got this from. I think it's an antique find. I would definitely recommend checking antique markets for things like cake stands and beautiful displays like this. It just works so well. So style wise, we've just got the kind of usual at the back. This is the Sezane lamp I was actually telling you about yesterday, the beautiful mahogany version of the one that I've just bought, but it has the more traditional lampshade. So if you're more traditional, I feel like this is the better bet for you. But if you want something a little bit more modern and a little bit more fun, I absolutely love my new one. But I think this one definitely works better down here. It's definitely a lot more traditional down here. We very much lean into the antiques and the older bits, which I absolutely love. I've got my flowers, which are still going strong, looking so pretty, and then just a little pot of the loose leaf tea, so we can pour that ourselves with my gorgeous new teapot that you would have seen in my birthday vlog. I absolutely love this because you can just put the loose leaf tea in there, top it up as many times as you like. It's so handy. And then I've just got this little milk jug, which I'll pop the milk in a second. I love it. The little strawberry just makes me so happy. Very much emulating the strawberries that are growing in my garden at the moment. And I love how the cushion looks on the chairs. I really love these chairs, and I've never actually thought to style them up with cushions before, but now I'm thinking maybe I need to. Sorry about all of the wires back there and the shoes that go out into the garden. Honestly, please tell me that other people have this problem. The amount of times I have to like hide wires in photos and in videos, I don't know why I bother sometimes, because everybody's got cables and extension cords coming out of every orifice. I mean, even the little switch for the lamp, there's no hiding that. There's no getting away without it, because it is a necessity. But anyway, I love how this cushion looks, and I think this may have been a bit of an expensive mistake, because I feel like I now need one for each chair. I love how much it styles up this space and just adds a little bit more warmth, a little bit more coziness. I really like the size of these ones as well. These are the smaller ones, so they're really comfortable to sit on. They are from a brand called PetiteElliee Home. I'll leave her link down below. It's run by a lady called Jasmine. I actually went to a gorgeous event in the Cotswolds that Jasmine hosted recently, and I love all of her designs. Most of my cushions are from PetiteElliee Home. I'm not going to lie, I absolutely adore how this looks. This is the Lydia print, which is one of her classic and timeless prints, and I feel like it matches the mugs so beautifully. They're like dainty florals. These are from Zara Home. I don't think they're available anymore because I got them in the sale a couple of years ago, but I always love them. I like a good size tea mug, especially if you're going to have a big old catch up with a friend. So she is due any minute now. I am so happy with how this little tablescape has turned out, how this little setup looks. I'm so excited for a good old catch up with her. My goodness me, I have not actually looked in a mirror for quite a long time now, and I feel like you can tell the mascara is literally running down my face from cry laughing all afternoon. You know those catch-ups with friends that feel like therapy for the soul? That is exactly what this afternoon was. We just had the loveliest time, and I'm going to toot my own horn and say the cupcakes were delicious. We've got a few left over to have before pudding after dinner tonight. Alex is just in the kitchen now, prepping and getting dinner ready, and honestly I just think there is nothing nicer, especially if you've just got a pal popping over, even if it is just for a coffee and cake catch up or a tea time 3 time. I honestly love just having something handmade ready for them, and I love how easy those cupcakes are to do. So a perfect little summer treat, I have to say as well. I think with maybe like some strawberry and cream, they would be even better. That would be the perfect Wimbledon treat. If you are celebrating Wimbledon or hosting over the Wimbledon weeks, that would be absolutely incredible. But I am going to end this vlog here because I feel like there's just been so many home updates to show you. Just a really lovely, cozy, homely vlog for the summertime, which I absolutely adore. Nothing I love more than a couple of days at home. Just a few little updates, a few little tweaks and changes here and there. I love like a seasonal switch up. It always brings me so much joy. So I really hope you guys enjoyed seeing the new in bits, enjoyed spending the last couple of days with me and seeing the new updates. If you're new, I would love it if you hit that subscribe button, and I'll see you in my next one. Bye!